Welcome back.
Thank you. Good to be back here.
Yeah. How long have you been back for?
This is my about a week now. 6 days, 7 days. Yeah.
Yeah.
Literally. It's been different. It's been cold.
Is it?
Yeah. I'm suffering, man.
Yeah.
I had a cold. The first week I was sick at home. The weather's different here. I missed the hot weather in Dubai.
Yeah. So for those that don't know, Juber has been teaching with us for 15 years? I don't know.
Good 15 years.
Been talking about moving out to Dubai for years, and finally made the leap last year.
Yeah.
He's been on a couple other episodes. You're on the teachers episode with Catherine. We did a episode on reading.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A couple of years ago.
Yeah.
Last year. Year
Last
before.
year.
Last year. In fact, it was this time last year.
Same time.
Last Easter, wasn't it? All three of us were ill.
It's always an Easter, isn't it?
Yeah.
And we're always ill.
Yeah.
The changing of the seasons, isn't it? Like,
Yeah.
Like, it's kind of weird. Your body just goes, what's happening?
Yeah. So how's the move been?
So the move, it's been good. It's been good. It's been challenging. I first moved out there on my own. Didn't have anybody with me, so that was really a big struggle because obviously you know me, I'm a sociable guy. I like people around me. But so that was a bit of a challenge. I was on my own, but having settled there for about 3 months, I had people fly over, and that's been really good. And since then, it's just been really good, you know. And Dubai is such a country. There's so many things to do. There's so many places to go. You don't get tired of it. So I've been there for what now? Since August. So coming up to how many months has it been now?
Well, like 8 or something.
8 or 9 months, and it's still new to me. It's still fresh. The novelty hasn't worn off. The weather's just beautiful. I cannot stress enough. Like, I love the weather, man. This is miserable. I see outside these windows. It's miserable. So out there, it's been good. I'm enjoying it out there. The school's been good. The life out there is good. The lifestyle, you see on social media, it's like a fantasy, and it feels like a fantasy while you're there. It literally does. You wake up.
It doesn't feel real.
It doesn't feel real. And even when you're driving,
a lot of it's not real.
It is
Such
that
a
is
fake. To me, it just seems like a
You should see the rain out there.
fake, but
You see
the
when
rain's definitely fake.
the rain is 100%
They do like
fake.
cloud seeding and stuff, don't they?
Yeah, and when
Fake.
You know what I mean?
Cloud seeding, yeah.
They do cloud seeding, don't they? So,
but the government makes it rain, and then the country shuts down. They're not prepared for the rain that they.
Yeah. Apparently it's quite a spectacle when they
It is a
cloud
definite
seed.
spectacle.
Like, you can see all the planes like
I
gathering.
haven't seen the planes.
Really?
I've just seen the hailstones and the wind and the floods. It's shocking. And they get stoned. They any cars that are not parked on the ground, they get like proper battered up. It's really bad.
Oh,
It gets
God.
really bad.
Fred wouldn't like that.
I wouldn't like that.
No,
You
I
wouldn't like that either.
got underground parking.
I don't think I'd notice, to be honest. I'd be like, it's a little bit
yeah,
much.
My car's been improved.
It's a new car now.
Speaking of cars,
Yeah.
how are you finding because you obviously got a car there,
Yeah.
and how are you finding driving on the other side?
So, I've got a Dodge Charger. Must be just got to put it out there, you know. V8
Nice
3.6, beautiful car, lovely engine, the roar. Oof. But driving out
You
there,
don't miss your Civic.
I do not miss my Civic. It's done with those days. But the driving out there's so many lanes. It is hard. Driving on the left isn't necessarily the challenge. It's all the different lanes, and people out there don't drive safe. They don't. They just speed all the time. So, for example, even when I'm doing speed limits, there'll be cars behind me flashing me out the way. Like they want to go.
That's
even
the same
faster.
here, though.
But at least they keep a safe distance. They got one
Yeah.
car, 2 car. If I leave a gap, someone will squeeze in. And especially during traffic, like the lanes get crazy. Everyone going in and out. So you could have a clear lane and you're trying to indicate in. By the time you've started moving, there's about 3 other cars coming into the same lane. And obviously you're driving on the left, but all the exits are on the right. So you're on the far left lane. Then you'll cut across 7, 8 lanes to come off your exit.
That's not how it works.
That is how it works. That's literally how it works. And the number of
Yeah.
times, by the time I move across lane by lane by lane, by the time I get to the exit, I've missed it. I'm like,
I've heard that like actually finding your way around is quite difficult in Dubai, because if you get into the wrong lane
Yeah.
or something like that, it takes a
You're
long
gone.
time to,
you miss one
Get
lane, you're straight down for a long time, man.
because it's just like they sort of engineered the city to flow it just parallel
Yeah.
the way.
One thing I do like though, they don't have a lot of roundabouts. So what they do have is they have they have little loop systems. So instead of going to a roundabout and you go around, it loops
All right,
back.
there's
Yeah.
like spaghetti jump.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
but that's why it takes longer though.
That's
doesn't
what it does.
Yeah.
But there's no. I mean, I'd be scared to do a roundabout with that many lanes, man. With
No,
that
yeah.
many
It
lanes,
never really
yeah.
bothered me.
Oh, the
I've driven
Triumph.
on the other side.
The other
So-
side is the problem is the number of lanes, and these they don't drive safe. They just don't. Like, at least even though I drive fast or whatever, I'm still conscious about the safety of other cars and my
You
surroundings.
say that. I drive across America, on the south coast of America, in massive like 4x4.
Yeah.
And we drove past somebody with both their feet out the window, just sitting there like this.
Where is this?
we drove, we did a road trip from Houston, Texas to Miami. So we drove along the south coast,
Nice.
Alabama,
nice drive.
Daytona, New Orleans, Jacksonville. Ended up in Miami for 3 nights.
I almost died in a Mustang.
You did.
In, like,
Mustangs are nice cars, you know.
yeah, no, they're lovely. It was like this
Yeah.
old convertible Mustang, I think, that my uncle was driving, and he, for some reason, decided I'm going to read the map and drive at the same time. So he was like, he had like in those days when we didn't have Google Maps or whatever, it was he actually had a physical map.
You unfolded.
It was spread across the whole
So like
car,
seen
and
the
he was
movies.
just kind of holding it, and he was like reading the map. And then there was like a car up ahead, and I thought my dad and like my family were like, I thought we saw the car, like because the car was just kind of like going along the
merging.
the free well, and no, it was just I think they were like they'd stopped like or something. There was something wrong with the car, and my uncle didn't see it, and we were going at like 60, 70 kilometers an hour, or whatever, I don't know, like it was quick, and we like my dad was like, look out, like really calmly, and then my uncle went, oh, and then he went like that. Like he literally like came so close because basically you're dead like at that speed.
I can imagine his dad's really calm. Just like
Yeah,
him.
yeah, look out. Like,
You
there's a
might,
car.
you might crash. Oopsie.
and then my uncle was like that, and he managed to avoid it. Like it was really
Scary.
close. I remember just being in the back seat, just went. "Ew."
No reaction, so. Huh?
I've actually with my car, you know, Dodge. I've joined the Dodge Club. So this it's
I've seen
Of course
that.
you have.
I've seen the video of
yeah.
all
So,
the. It looked like that's there's that scene out of Tokyo Drift where they all drive around the
Yeah.
mountains. It looked like that.
that's exactly
but
what it is.
all with the Dodge.
It's all Dodges, and there's in the actual group there's about 300 members, but active members are like 70, 80 members realistically. So what we do, we just meet up once every couple of months. We go for a drive. We might have some breakfast together and just socialize. And I've only been to 2 drives, which has been really good actually, because they're really close knit because they've obviously been in the club for years. But just to see some of the cars there is amazing. Like I thought my car was nice, but then you see some of their Dodges and their Chargers and Challengers and Brams. They're incredible cars, and they sound, just driving there and just seeing it's amazing, man. And it's good. It's a good networking opportunity as well because they are nice people. We have breakfast, and what they're trying to do now is they're trying to become a bit more organized. So they're going to try to invite guest speakers and kind of make it a bit more meaningful to people that go. But just a drive alone, we take a long drive in the morning up the mountain. Actually, we've done 2 mountains now. You see the scenes, and having all those cars in one convoy, it just feels good. It's good. It's
I should
nice.
start a Mazda club.
Should say.
Come on, Mazda people, come.
I know it's kind of a long story, but what actually made you move out there in the first place?
So many things. As you know, I've been working here for a long time. I've been teaching for a long time as well.
How long is it now?
Teaching for about 13, 14 years, man.
Hmm.
And I was doing well in my teaching career here. I was part of SOT and everything. But the problem is the workload. You don't get a second to yourself. I just think back now to when I was here. I used to wake up at 7, go into work, start the day, stay in school. I mean, kids finish at 3:30. Stay in school till 6, 6:30. Get back home at 7 in the evening, 7:30 in the evening, depending on traffic. Eat a little something. No time to spend time with the children. No time to watch anything. Just eat some food. Get back on the laptop. Plan for the next day. Go to sleep. Repeat. Just doing that on a cycle for the last 13 years, essentially. And you know, people say it gets easier the more you teach, but I don't know how true that is if you're not going to be if you're not stagnant, if you're always doing something more. So I've always tried to elevate my career. So I've never been teaching the same thing. I mean, I'm always teaching the same thing, but never at the same level, if that makes sense.
Is it
Well,
like
you
different year
also-
groups or
But different responsibilities, let's say. So never just being year 4 teacher, for example, and I'm year 4 teacher, year 4 teacher, year 4, it'd be year 4 teacher, then subject lead, then year lead, then phase lead. So there's always been something elevating that. And even then the curriculum is always changing. So even the plans that you've got from last year are always changing. So you can't just use those plans and change the dates. A lot of people have this misconception that if you've been teaching for years, you'd have years of planning. I've got years of planning. You go through my folders, there's planning going back 10 years, and they're decent plans, but actually the curriculum has changed so much, none of those are relevant to use now, you know. So in that sense, I had to do something because I was working 6 days a week essentially, making ends meet. I was just not enjoying the quality of life. So that's one of the main reasons I left Dubai.
So do they not have the same sort of system in place over there?
It's so different over there.
How is it
Very different. So their schools are bigger. So in the biggest school I've had here is a 4 entry. So there's 4 teachers in the year group. I've got 18 classes in year 5. I'm a year 5 teacher in my school. There's 18 classes. There's 9 boys classes because it's an Islamic school in the UAE. There's 9 boys classes and about 8 girls classes. So there's 18 teachers. I plan one subject every 5 or 6 weeks, whereas in the UK I'm planning most subjects every week.
Yeah.
So there's a whole planning system where I don't have to plan as much. Now my school day in Dubai starts at 7 and it finishes at 4. And when I say finishes at 4, it literally means you tap out and you're done. I don't bring any work home or anything. During the school day I get 2 hours out of class every single day. Every day I'm out of class for 2 hours.
Then what, just breaks or?
No, so that would be Arabic and Islamic studies, obviously taught by the Arabic teachers. So as a minimum, it'll be 2 hours a day. Then they've got PE. I'm out for PE as well. I'm out for art. So I could have more than that. So some days I'm literally out a lot. So and I get to plan my own timetable as well. So I wasn't very smart this year, but I could be a lot smarter next year. Where I can plan swimming, PE, art, and I could have the whole morning off essentially, or spread it out so I get a day here, a day here. But the planning is such a decreased workload. With 18 teachers planning, it's only my turn every 5 or 6 weeks, and I plan one subject. When I finish at 4, I go home. I mean, I'm not going to paint an easy picture. It's hard. The school is hard. The children are hard, and the difference being they're all EAL speakers because English is not the first language. The first thing we was taught is that in this country, they come to school, they go home, they're watching YouTube, they're watching TV, it's all in English. Over there, they come to school to learn English, they go home, they're watching everything in Arabic, the YouTube's in Arabic, the TV's in Arabic. So they're all EAO. So their achievement is very low. So it's hard work, but when I finish at 4, I'm going home, I'm going for a swim, I'm going to the gym, we can go out, we've got the rest of the day. I don't plan, I don't pick up my laptop, I don't have this anxiety that I've got to do this, I've got to do that. So
do you think that's the same in other professions out there? Because, I mean, with us, we finish at like 7, and there's rarely a time where we're not thinking about.
yeah.
It's kind of different because we're running a business, but even people that don't, I know people that come home from like working in the city and they're still working in the evenings or thinking about work and dreaming about work. And like, do you think it's the same for other professions in Dubai or just teaching?
I think it's probably similar because the people I've met, everybody's chilled because they've got their working hours, and I think the well-being of staff from across different companies and things, they all emphasize their well-being, the work balance, and everybody I've met is pretty relaxed. So when we're going out in the evenings, or when I meet people in the pool or wherever it is, they're not stressing about what's happening tomorrow. And we do of course ask each other, what do you do for a living, what do you do? We make that kind of acquaintance, but no one is that kind of under that kind of pressure. I remember having nightmares about work when SATs are coming now. Yeah, 6.
Yeah.
Those are bad times, traumatizing times, you know. But I don't have that anymore. I don't have that. And the people I've met there, they don't have that either. Everybody's just happy because when their work is finished, it's finished. And we call these pinching points in the year where it can be a bit stressful. So you have that week where you've got inspection, you've got that visitors coming. So that can be quite stressful for that week. But you put the hours in, you put the effort in.
What's their like Ofsted
So
like equivalent?
Their Ofsted equivalent is KHDA,
Okay.
and they're in for a whole week.
Oh, okay.
They're actually in for a whole week, and it's actually and they have it every year. We actually just had one before the holidays, which we're grateful because we're now relaxed. We don't have to worry about that. But they tell you on a Wednesday that they're coming, and you got from Wednesday to Friday to prepare. And then they're in for the whole week, and they come in and go as they please. There's no they're the authority over everything. The teachers, the head teachers, no one can tell them anything. They expect things the certain way. They expect folders in every classroom. They expect to see personalized planning. It's of course a lot like Ofsted, but they've just got so much more autonomy to do what they want.
Is it a bit like? Is it a private? It's a private body, or is it part of the sort of state?
It's part of the state. It's part of the state.
I assume it would be.
And one of the grading system, you can't. So we're a good school. We can't drop any more than one. We can't go up any more than one every year.
Oh, okay.
So we can't go from good to requires improvement, for example.
Yeah. It doesn't. That doesn't even make sense. Like.
Yeah. So you can't just drop in all those levels. So you can only go down one. You can go up one. We haven't moved. We're still good. But it's intense. The whole week is intense. They're just everywhere. There's so many of them as well. Then they're from all over they're from different places as well. So they are part of the state, but they bring in people from the UK. There's Ofsted inspectors there. There's head teachers there, and there's specialists, English specialists, math specialists, SEN specialists, and they just wander around, come and go as they please. It's crazy. Yeah, it's not the one day. I prefer the one day Ofsted, and you're told you kind of know they're gonna come in for maths. You're like, all right. But with them, they just do whatever they want. It was intense.
Are there any like wacky stories from your teaching time?
Wacky, there's a lot of stories.
Like the best one or two.
So my children are extremely privileged. They're very, very well off. Wacky stories, I don't know, man. I don't know how much I can say.
Well, you can use code names.
I'll tell you one of my boys. Yeah, he's such a gorgeous, cute boy, right? He says to me, he's buying a car. I'm like, okay, what car again? He's telling me he's buying this Porsche, and I'm thinking, so you're buying a remote control car, you're buying a tour car? He goes, no, I'm buying a real car, right? I go, what do you mean you're buying a real car? You can't drive. Why would you buy a real car? And he goes to me, he's going to Germany to buy a car that he likes for his drive to drive him around in. And I thought, good for you, my friend. Good for you. They have this tendency, Oreo biscuits. I don't know why the kids love this. They buy milk in a bottle. They crush the Oreo biscuits.
Like a milkshake.
Yeah. Then they bring it to class and they get upset when you say, put that away. Like, but I'm drinking, mister. I'm like, put the bottle away. Break is over. And you made a mess. There's Oreos everywhere. And where they're so used to nannies, they don't have, in here, they clean their tables. They at least care about their personal hygiene. They're not accustomed to taking care of themselves. I have our children sit there. There's a pencil right there, and they're just sitting there. Like, why are you not working for? So no pencil, mister. There's a pencil right there. Like, pick it up. Like, I've gone to the point where I would give it to them, but I've said, actually, no, it's right there. Pick it up. Start your work.
I find that kids actually get worse at that here as they get older. No, it's like when you take Key Stage 1 or something like that.
They're eager, aren't they?
Like they're like, I'm going to pick this up. I'm going to put this away. I'm like, pack away, and they put everything away nicely. Stuff like that. Takes them ages.
Yeah,
but they still do it. And then like as they get older, it just becomes like a nightmare. And it's like they don't care.
It's actually insane. The number of times he says, just start your work, please. Just start. I don't know what to do.
So it's like independence a problem there.
Independence is a big problem. I've seen right, nannies, they be in the canteen after school. We don't get parents not pick up their kids. They get nannies or drivers. I've seen kids eating their crisp packet, and as they're finishing the crisp, the nanny will have the chocolate open, ready to take the crisp, so doing a swap. And it's like, wow. That's just...
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I'd pay for someone not to do that.
It's the same. It's the same like in my family in Malaysia, because a lot of the time Malaysian Chinese.
Yeah.
So they hire nannies in from like places like Thailand and other things. So the kids often have a stronger relationship with the nanny than they do with their own
See,
parent.
I've been debating this with myself recently. The culture of nannies. I'm not against nannies necessarily, but the dependence they have on nannies is too much. I feel like I've got children, and I would want a nanny to be there to help me out. But it is about helping out and not replacing me as a parent. Because a lot of these children, the nannies are their parents.
Yeah. No, it gets it's very, very close because they spend like 8 hours, 9 hours. Like
I've heard stories about children in FS foundation stage. They see their parent, they see the nanny, they run past the parent to the nanny. So I don't know how comfortable that is with me, for my kid to be doing that. Come to the parents.
Yeah.
So,
have you found it easier to spend time with your children?
So I spend so much time with my child now. I'll go home. Like literally, I'm not even tired. Like here, you're tired. You're mentally exhausted. But when I'm there, I'm not even tired. I've got the energy and the motivation to spend time with him, to take him out. And the weather's so lovely. You can't not go out. You can't not take him out.
He's in the same
school.
same school as you. Yeah.
But the school's so big. We've got 2 buildings, so he's across the road. But same school.
So what year are you doing?
I'm doing year 5. He's in year 4.
You're doing
next year.
Okay.
Next year he'll be in year 5.
He must be killing it in English. He must be
he's killing it in English.
He must be. Oh, this is just, what are they doing?
He is killing in English, but he's struggling with the Arabic though.
Yeah.
So one lesson is excelling, but the other one, he's done well. He's done well for the few months he's been there. But it was tough for him to go from. Because he's got no Arabic, obviously.
It's
I was going to say, how's the move?
Yeah,
for him, like.
I made a mistake as well because when he first came, I think he came just before Christmas, and I didn't really enroll him into the school. And I thought he's on a holiday, let him have a holiday. And he had a few months at home, just chilling, doing nothing. So in the new year when he started school, it was a big shock to his system. And when he went to Arabic class, it's like whoa, he doesn't understand any of it. But he's doing all right now,
Like they can pick up more at that age.
Yeah.
More malleable brain. What's the word? What's it called? The plasticity of the brain. There's a word for it.
That is the word.
It is malleable.
Plasticity.
No, there's like a specific word. Anyway, I've forgotten what it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, they can pick up more.
Yeah, with languages,
especially.
We just got his report. He's picking it up. He's doing well.
Yeah.
So
have you managed to?
I've learned a few phrases. I'm getting there.
He'll teach you.
I do want to find. I actually want to find a class because I don't want to be.
Yeah,
non-speaker.
It's quite a difficult language for Europeans to
pick up.
To pick up. It's like a lot of people think. I think it's of all the. It's one, and it's kind of one of the harder dialects as well, isn't it? Like the
accents. Yeah, it is hard
because there's like loads of different Arabics spoken in different ways across the world. Whereas compared to like Turkish, Farsi, and stuff like that, they're much easier to learn than.
I want to go to a proper class. I want to pick up the language because I've been there for a while now. I want to know a bit more. A few phrases not enough.
No,
like specific phrases.
A few specific phrases.
It's quite a good language to learn as well because it's spoken in so many places. So yeah, so it's quite widely spoken, and even in places where they've got another language. So Iran, for instance, just like Persian, and Farsi and that kind of thing. They also tend to speak Arabic.
Really? So that could be good on my CV.
Yeah, no, it probably would. It depends whether you want to come out of teaching. Like, do you want to sort of stay with the teaching? Or
I'm not sure if I want to stay with the teaching. I'm enjoying it there. I will do it for a while out there, but I want to invest in Dubai. I want to make more. I want more. I don't know. There's more opportunities there because it's still a new country, still developing. There's so much that hasn't been done there. Yeah, I want to do something out there more than teaching. I mean, that will always be that. I will always continue teaching, but something on the side.
Selling Dodge Chargers.
Running the club.
2 teachers.
I've actually considered doing a rental company for teachers because when I first moved there, I obviously rented a car, and not just me. We had about 93 new staff members. And amongst the friends I made, we were all looking for cheap rentals. So if I was a guy with cheap rentals, with 93 teachers every year.
What's the cheapest thing you could rent there? I bet.
A Nissan Sunny. Nissan Sunny.
Oh god,
Oh,
that's the
yeah.
most boring car in the
Absolutely
world.
yeah, I did that for about a week, I think, and I couldn't deal. And
No.
you know what, to drive so slow, you're just revving, and you get bullied. They bully you so much in that car because they just flash you out the way. No matter which lane you're in, even in the slow lane, you're still getting bullied.
Just get off the road.
Yeah,
just get off the road.
Just get, essentially. But yeah, there's a market there, but there's so many rental companies out there already. Anyways, to be fair, yeah, just have to find the right one.
Was there anything that like amazed you about? So obviously, there's a lot of impressive buildings.
Yeah.
Right? There's a lot of impressive things in Dubai. Was there anything that like blew your socks off?
Just the buildings, you know, just the skyline. When you're driving, every time I'm driving, it doesn't get old. I'm not saying I want to be right at the center, but just seeing that skyline, all of the towers and buildings, it's amazing. It is amazing. And I've been to a few spots where you can see a proper view, and it looks good. The buildings are incredible. You know, I look at these buildings here; they're so dull, they're so grey. There isn't a single
It's
building.
camouflage to the sky.
It's camouflage, yeah. There's not a single building in Dubai that hasn't got lights or lasers or something happening. You know, everywhere you go to eat, you sit down, you can see the buildings, and they always have a light show or a laser show or some sort of show. That's been actually, the laser shows have been brilliant. Everywhere I've gone to eat, they've got a light show, and everywhere I've gone to eat, there's something to watch, and there's lights.
It's like a cross between, say, like Canary Wharf, but like bigger, and then Vegas,
Yeah,
sort
Imagine-
of.
yeah. Imagine Canary Wharf, but with Vegas.
Yeah, like because like it's got the artifice and the lights of Vegas, and then it's
And
got
the
like
desert and the heat.
yeah. And desert's beautiful though. Like sometimes.
Have you
I
been
don't
out
know.
into the desert?
I've been out in there once. It is nice, man. It is nice.
And died.
Couldn't find an oasis.
does the heat hit you? Like when so you open the like when I was in Death Valley once, and
Sounds
like
exciting.
oh, it's like the hottest place on earth. Like,
Really?
I think so. Yeah. Apart from like a volcano.
Apart from the Loughton Centre in the summer.
but when you like open the car door, I never really understood that metaphor of like the heat hitting you.
Yeah.
And it does. It just
No.
like because we were in an air conditioned car. You open it and it just goes
just a lot.
back. Like ow.
Definitely.
It's a lot more dense.
It definitely hits you.
It won't be as humid, would it?
It's just, you know, I remember being there when I first got there in August, and I have got this nice balcony. I remember stepping out there from the air conditioned flat, and you just sweat it straight away. It doesn't
Yeah,
take
it feels
a
like
second.
a wave.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like just. And you know what? I was amazed because I'm not a person that sweats a lot, but just a second in that heat, it's like wow, it does. It's just hits you hard, man.
I don't think I could deal with it.
But then a lot of it's like most of the places are air conditioned. That's like one of the. I mean, if it weren't, then
So
everyone
this
would
is
die.
the flip side of it, right? Everything's so air conditioned, right? So when you're in the summer, you go out with shorts and t-shirt, and you're like, yeah, it's so hot.
Oh, when you step inside.
When you get to a place, you're like, oh, it's cold, man.
Yeah, no, it's really.
And then you step outside again, and you just whoa, and you get back inside, like, it's cold, man.
I think you guys across the luxury. They did this thing where they were like, actually having really cold aircon is a sign of luxury.
Really?
So like as in shops will turn down, like they'll turn the temperature right down. So when people enter, it's like they feel like
Comfortable. Yeah.
comfortable.
No, it is though. You need
It's
that
not even
AC though.
comfortable though. It's,
It's
it's,
not- it's
like
not
too,
even.
it's too cold.
But when you come out of that heat, when you're in that heat though, that you know, I was at McDonald's once, just standing there because it was so hot outside, just to catch a break. Just to catch a break, man. So the AC is essential.
So out of people that you know and out of people that have taught here with us,
Yeah.
you're not the first one to move over to,
No, unfortunately.
or even just to leave teaching in general. What's going on with that? What's the reason?
It's
Is it just the stuff you spoke about earlier?
yeah,
like-
it's got to come down to workload, you know. It's just, if you want to be a good teacher, you have to put in the hours. And there's not enough hours in the day. The schools are working, like they keep talking about work-life balance, but they don't provide the opportunities to give you that. PPA's cut down, you know, expectations have gone up. every year. Like in Dubai, they give you that time to do it. So when I'm working and I finish at 4, it's because I get 2 hours a day out of class. And additionally, I get other time as well. So I could do my planning. If I'm doing planning, I could do my printing. I'll get my resources printed weeks in advance. Here, it's a daily mission. It's a daily nightmare every day. And it doesn't help that the teachers, we don't get paid for working those hours, The money's not the worst, but the money it's not enough for the hours that teachers are putting in, I don't think. I think there needs to be more of an incentive to teach here. If you're going to do the effort, there needs to be more of an incentive. There's not enough incentive to put in the hours and keep working and keep grinding.
So, could you do that anywhere else? Or would it be that you know of? Because everyone, like, let's just go through like the list of people that at least we've known. You can tell us if there's more that you know from your schools and stuff.
We start with Ivy.
Oh, yeah,
Ivy was the first one to go. So she's teaching the year 4s for us.
Trendsetter.
What, about 10 years ago? Yeah.
She actually left for a year, didn't she? She was supposed to go for a year to explore it. She didn't come back.
No, it's been 10 years. But yeah, well, we opened here, almost 10 years ago. In September, it'll be 10 years.
Wow. This place?
This place.
Wow.
Yeah. So she went. Sharon. Gareth is still teaching, I think.
Yeah.
But he's I think I haven't spoken to him for a long time, but
we carried 8
who
last
else?
time.
Who else is there? There's you.
There's me.
Now. There's Chanel. There's Caroline. She stopped teaching.
Caroline. We carried 8. That's 6.
Who else?
I don't know.
Who else moved to Dubai?
There's certainly a lot of people who like think about stopping teaching. Like they're always thinking about. Like,
then you get Catherine, who's like gone the other way,
or they've like cut down to becoming something else, like something educational, but not related.
That's the other thing. When you're a teacher, you don't have that's your skill, isn't it? Teaching is your skill, is your qualification. What do you do? If you want to leave teaching, what is your...
There are loads of things. Leadership, isn't it?
Leadership.
Because you've got to control,
you're still in school, you're still in education.
This
podcast, yay.
This guy. Well, no, I think it's quite an adaptable... Because you can learn other skills, that secondary skills that support it, but then the ability to communicate and explain things and lead.
There's different transferable skills. There are.
It's all about that, like transferable. And also you follow regulations, and that kind of thing. Presumably, you got a clean criminal record. There's sort of. I think a lot of people would be happy to take on someone who was a teacher into other roles. So
yeah, fair. But I do think there's not enough incentives.
So how would you fix the UK?
More money, pay the teachers more money. No, it's about giving more time over money. To be fair, the time to do things properly, the time to get your work done during working hours. There's no reason why any teacher should be coming at 7, leaving at 6, and going home to do work.
So what if you had someone that helped you?
This is it.
TAs.
TAs, not even TAs, we used to have in my old school, we used to have 2 classes, about 3 teachers, which took away off a lot of stress off, because that teacher can do the planning, do the resources, and it's really helpful because that's not only in helping the children, but helping the teacher as well, because that takes a lot of stress off. Finding ways to give the teacher more time during school hours to do what needs to be done, as opposed to outside of school hours, because there's this expectation they just do at home.
You could just also AI can help.
AIs,
because like for instance, if you get data on like a child's test score or something like that, or whatever, you can just get it to. You can feed it into something that can analyze those results and then churn out a report.
They give you a step-by-step breakdown of what to do next as well.
Yeah, exactly.
I've actually started using AI for reading planning. Really good. You type the text. Say, give me 3 retrieval questions for year 4 children. Boom, done. Yeah. 3 inference questions. You don't even have to think about these things.
Yeah.
You got to check it.
You got to check it.
But you have to think about it.
But like looking at text and trying to find an inference question that the child can answer.
Yeah,
was a struggle before.
I use it all the time. I use it almost daily.
Yeah.
To come up with stuff.
So this is really, the teacher should be training using AI. That should be now that we've got it, it should be in the toolkit straight away. Like teachers should have training on this. This is AI. This
Multiply
is how you can use
your
it.
output.
I know Catherine uses it quite a lot too.
She's quite a happy teacher, you know. I wonder
Because she's new.
It's because she's new. I wonder how many years she's got in.
No, but I think she's more happy this year because they've sort of, she's not as stressed because that was his first year. But I think she had like a higher workload than most people would in her first year. But then I don't know. They got a new head in or something like that. And
So
I think it's all about leadership because the big thing that I've like when I was at primary school and stuff like that, like it was not a good school. And then leadership changed over time, and now it's a good school. So, so much of it boils down to
it's
to
all
the
about
leadership.
leadership. You know, I'll look at some schools that have a high turnover, and you know they've got poor leadership.
Yeah.
When they've got 3 or 4 in this country, you've got 3 or 4 vacancies in the same school. You don't want to apply for that school at all. 'Cause why are they all leaving? The good schools don't lose teachers.
Yeah.
The schools that have got good leadership, good balances, they don't have vacancies.
Yeah.
You can't get in.
I think that's true with any company
Yeah,
as well.
yeah,
It's
true.
like for instance here, I think we retain people.
Yeah, you have got good. I mean, you just switch to Dubai, so it's different. No.
Yeah.
Well, no, we didn't, like
Yeah,
you've been working here longer than
Most people.
yeah. Most of our
the
tutors
longest
though.
running tutor, I think.
Most of our tutors though have been with us for quite a sizable amount of time.
Yeah.
And
Well, it's
I
because
think
I think we've got stuff in place to make them as comfortable as possible to do their job. Like
Because what it is, you make it easy for the tutors, don't you? They
we
don't
try
have
to, yeah.
They don't have to do too much. As long as they can teach, is essentially they can come in and you've got the stuff there ready. If you put them, they said you have to do this and this in addition to that.
Yeah, most classes they don't have to plan
Yeah.
because we've got our own booklets and curriculum sorted. It's the delivering of the class and some admin and registers and whatever
That's
else.
it. It's easy, simple stuff. Yeah, so that's why they stay. You know, can't complain. I've got a good life in Dubai, man. I can do things here. I could, like you said before, I could spend time with my child. I've got so much time compared to what I used to have. You don't get that here. The stress levels are too much, and even if you've got time, you're exhausted. I'm so free out there. I come home, I go out every day without fail. Weekends, I'm doing something. I'm always doing something.
Yeah.
You know? And there's always something to do, and I'm able to afford it financially.
That's the thing. The thing that makes me think about it the most is the whole tax situation.
They're
As we've
tax-free
clearly
income.
know about, we spoke about this morning. Even
It's amazing.
It's just ridiculous how much gets taken
Yeah,
in this country
you cannot. I'm working all these hours here
for somebody else.
for somebody else, and I haven't
Yeah.
got the money to spend, and I haven't got the time to use that money.
Yeah,
There,
I
I've
mean,
got the time and the
that's
money.
how I'm feeling at the moment.
The problem is, I think it's not tax in of itself; it's how poorly it's spent. So for instance, I'd be happy if it was in other countries they have a similar tax burden, but people actually are happy
Utilise.
because it's well utilized and there's sort of forward planning.
Yeah,
But
Yeah, over
the way
here, it's
things
just-
are at the moment, it's just like there's no forethought of the future at
yeah.
all. Nothing's done as an investment. Because if you go to think of government as just like essentially a business, like can't go bust very easily.
Yeah,
You can just keep taking tax.
just keep taking tax.
But-
How
but-
will go bust?
legal mafia.
but they need to be investing properly
Yeah,
and
this is also true.
sustainably into things for the future. But the way
They spend the money.
politics
Yeah.
works is all very short term.
I've seen articles about them spending like £2 million to do a mini roundabout. It's like, give me
Could use some
100.
money
I'll
in
do
it. Could use
Give
some
me
money.
100, I'll do it in like an hour.
But they don't.
It just doesn't. I don't know how accurate that
just
stuff
always
is, but it's just
taking
yeah.
Well, a lot of it's like, for instance, when we sold off council houses, right? Like initially, it might seem like a good idea because you get all that money but then you're selling state assets. And if you think about, it's not that we're not paying for council houses, we're paying sort of private businesses and landlords
To now
to,
lease
But
that.
think about
to
who,
now support that council housing.
Yeah.
but who's buying them? Who's buying them?
Who's buying them?
Saudi, Chinese.
Yeah, that's true. But not
I could be buying them soon.
well, not
Give
so,
me a place.
but not so much with council housing. With that, with
Just
that,
general
it's
property
more,
though. Like,
yeah, but that's the
what-
thing.
That's who's
Like
buying it
the,
all up.
The state sells off these state assets,
Yeah.
which are assets, but then they see them. They don't really perceive it as an asset properly. So I don't know. They don't really understand business, and yet they're running the most important business.
But look at the cost of living as well, you know.
Yeah.
Just being here for a week, I spent more money this week on nothing than I have while I, like in Dubai. Just walking into Tesco, come back broke, mate.
Yeah.
Just come back broke. Like, what did I buy? Snickers bar. Walk away. So I don't know what they're doing. They need to find a way to make it bearable to live here, you know.
To be fair to in Dubai,
Yeah.
they've got a very unique situation. So as in because of the sort of oil revenues and that kind of thing, like they do have.
They have that capacity to do that.
Yes, but then still, we haven't got a. You'd think like we would have built up like a sovereign wealth fund and things like that, like things to actually support,
The infrastructure and the
you
running
know,
things.
and
You'd think that.
and invest, but we just
Just
haven't
goes
done
to other
that.
places and other people.
Mm-hmm. It goes to the people at the very top. It goes to the rich.
Yeah. It's just
Ultimately,
increase the divide, right?
and then also they don't really do much to support sort of the local. I'd say like local business really suffers, but then if you've got a mobile big business, then you can avoid a lot more tax and you can avoid a lot more things. So our system is very unfair.
So yeah, you've been 8 months.
8 months.
What? Yeah. What are you thinking?
I'm gonna stay
Like long term.
long term. I think I don't know about indefinitely, but definitely long term. I'm gonna do a few more years out there. I don't know if I want to do much more than teach in terms of my like leadership and things. I'm quite enjoying the comfort of just
The
being
balance.
just being a teacher. You know, go in,
Mhm.
walk out. You know, we had the case day inspection. All leaders were so stressed. They were staying in late. I was so relaxed. I've not felt like that in years, so it felt good. So I may do some small progression, but I don't think I want to do major progressions. Just keep enjoying my life. But I do want to teach there for a few more years, invest in some business opportunities, look around.
Did you think about tuition out there?
I've thought about tuition, but here's the thing: you're not allowed to, as a teacher, you're not actually allowed to tutor, which is funny. You need to get a permit, and the school has to give you permission to get the permit. But the schools don't want you to tutor. So
Is it to do with what you might be teaching them, or
I
is it
think
just to keep control of?
I think it's to keep control of things. They don't want their teachers to take their, because it's a private school, obviously,
Oh, okay, all right.
and you don't want to take their.
That'd be why.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But a lot of schools are like this. So I was thinking about doing a Redbridge tuition, you know, in Dubai.
That would be so funny.
Dubai tuition in
Imagine if that's our, if,
Repetition in Dubai.
in Dubai.
if that becomes our third centre.
that was meant to be the third center. But I brought into some trouble out there. But I still want to do a tuition because there is opportunities for a successful tuition business out there. So I want to find a way, either myself or through friends and contacts, whatever, to open up a center. We'll wait for that. We'll do it.
Well, you can take one of the franchises from us.
Yeah, we'll do a podcast out there.
Yeah, you can fly us all out.
I want this desk.
Yeah.
But I do want to invest in some sort of business. Definitely tuition is at the top of my list. Maybe some properties, because they're all building, they're all developing.
Will you invest in properties out there or here?
Out there. So I want to invest in properties that are not yet developed. So in the process of developing, because they're so cheap. Just trying to make the right contacts at the moment. Just trying to.
It's all about where you buy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because everybody's trying to sell you. They're trying to sell you everything. Every time you walk into a shopping centre, they give you this leaflet, that leaflet, a house here, a property here, new established. And I'm thinking, there's so many there. I just need to find the right people to talk to, and find the right place to buy as well. You know. So those are things.
I can't imagine buying a house from a leaflet that someone's handed me.
They have a model, right? They have a model there. They say, look, can't they give you a leaflet to buy this? You have a plot here, this money, that money. I'm thinking, It's a lot of information, man.
Yeah.
I don't trust you. I can't trust you. Nothing they do is on paper as well. Everything's okay. It'll be okay. Don't worry. Okay, all good. And I want some written confirmation.
That's why you need Arabic.
Yeah,
I think.
that's what
I think ultimately, because like,
Yeah, don't worry, Habibi. It's
sort of-
good. You can't, Habibi. It's not good. So I need to make some solid and this is part of the Dodge Club as well, you know, because they're in from different. So when I make some good friends that I can trust and rely on, I can start thinking about.
Get actual decent
Yeah.
information.
Also, like, I obviously like here financially it was more difficult because of the outgoings and that kind of thing. Is it out there, or are you actually managing to build
Out there, so
your savings? And
I haven't built my savings yet because I've been spending a lot, but
Okay.
I've got a lot more. But I've got a lot more to spend, which
Okay.
means that if I was, because I mean, like I said, I'm still new there, so it's still very novel to me. So we're still spending a bit more. I've traveled a lot more as well this year compared to previously, but there's so much I can save.
but you're sort of like not moving forward, but you're sort of staying where you are despite the spending. at the moment.
Yeah. So I'm not struggling either. This is what I was saying. I've
Yeah.
got money to spend and go out. You know, I can go out every day and not worry about it here. Budget this, budget that. Plan a weekend here, plan a weekend. But I'm just spending carelessly at the
You
moment.
should always budget.
I need to budget. I might chat to you after this. Get a little plan together because I need to start saving now. Actually,
Yeah.
that's
yeah.
the plan.
You've upgraded your lifestyle, but not allocated
Yeah, so I need
lifestyle inflation.
lifestyle inflation. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
guilty of that too.
We'll talk about this
Yeah.
off camera. Lifestyle inflation. I just sort my life out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's good of you to come back into the.
Thanks for having
Into
me,
the
guys.
podcast.
I love
All
coming.
the, you know, all the kids are still asking after you.
Yeah, I'm gonna pop in. I told
Come in Saturday.
Yeah, I'm gonna come in this Saturday. Say hello.
I think they'll be. I haven't told them.
Yeah, don't tell them.
No, I'm not going to tell them. But
Should I bring them something sweet or something? Snacks.
you can do.
I might do.
Bring them a Dodge Charger each. Give me one too. Yeah, no, they'll be happy to see you. There might be a couple of hours there for you potentially,
Do some.
if you wanted to.
Do
Because you said you wanted to maybe just jump in just to. For the
Yeah,
sake of
yeah.
it.
I'll jump in for a little bit.
So,
I had these year 6, 2 to 3. No one's covering yet.
You can take them for English if you want.
Sats,
yeah.
man. Go back to the Sats paper.
Yeah. Well, we'll speak to Surid when he comes in, and,
Yeah.
and we can maybe give you a little class on Saturday
That'd be
for
nice.
old time's sake.
That'd be fun.
Yeah. No, but I appreciate you taking time to come
Of course,
in to see us again,
of course.
and good luck with everything.
Thank you.
I'm sure we'll see you again on here
You'll
soon.
definitely see me again. You might see me at Redbridge tuition in Dubai.
Dubai.
We probably need to go
That's
out
the
there
plan.
at some point.
Guys, come out.
Yeah, I said we were talking the other day, weren't we? We were
Yeah.
like, I'll come out at some point this year and just
Come out.
like a week,
Go on, I'll show you around. Take care of you.
yeah.
Yeah,
If only to just to drive the car and come back.
If I just drive the car up the mountain, you know.
Yeah.
You need to hear that engine. It's
I've
special.
heard, yeah. The V8.
Special.
So as always, thank you for joining us today. Thanks for watching and listening. If you're watching us on YouTube, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. If you're listening to us on Spotify or Apple, don't forget to give us a follow and a rating. And we'll see you back again next month.
The Education Lounge Podcast.